Welcome back to the Alchemist Nation podcast. My name is Walter Murillo, and we've been traveling across the country speaking to real estate investors, millionaires, and business owners who are focused on increasing their income. The mission is build 100 millionaires, inspire to build 100 millionaires. Adrian Smude, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm excited about this.
So, Adrian, you and I met at an event called Heroes. We were there as real estate influencers, although I like to think of us more as guys who jump on the video and are willing to say stuff that other people don't want to hear or want to hear. And we were there to inspire. Like, that was our goal: inspire, build wealth, teach people, and now we're really focused on being recession proof, like teach people how to be recession proof. I think your asset class is the asset class right now that even Warren Buffett is thinking I've got to get more of. So mobile home parks, how'd you get into it, brother?
Let me start how I got into real estate, and then I'll transition to the mobile home, because the story flows a little bit better that way. I started out, my quick story, a tenant. A really bad tenant. Like, I have a stack of eviction notices for having parties like spaghetti wrestling parties, mud wrestling parties, pudding wrestling parties, like terrible tenants.
This actually makes sense. Now I understand why you're in the mobile home park arena. I get it now.
Well, because I was being evicted with my friends, I bought a house and I moved all my friends in. And what did I do? I took my mortgage payment and I split it up amongst my friends. So then I didn't pay to live there. I was like, well, this is pretty cool. I did it again, but the next house, I was losing a tiny bit every month, but the banks told me it's okay. Real estate goes straight up. And well, it didn't, because I bought at the very top. So the value started coming down.
Adrian, what year was this that you started buying basically the party house with your friends? Party houses with your friends. How many? You own two of these?
Two.
You own two of these party houses?
Well, I had the one, and then I bought another house, and I was just going to rent that out by the room. No parties or anything. At least that's what I was hoping for, because I didn't want to deal with it. So a few years later, basically the top of the last market is when I bought my second house, and the value started going down. Well, I also had that adjustable rate mortgage we hear about. Well, not so much anymore. So my payment started going up. So I went from losing a little bit to a little bit more. Eventually I gave up. I gave the house up as a short sale. It gave the ding to my credit, my ego. It was embarrassing. But looking back, that's one of the best things that happened to me, because fast forward, I ended up at some real estate clubs, found out about mobile homes. And it was partially because I had some single families, but that reminder of that short sale was there, and I did not want to go through that again. So I wasn't satisfied with what I was buying like 6 years ago. I thought the prices were too high 6 years ago. So I've been incredibly wrong, but that's what got me to mobile homes. And now I've transitioned everything to mobile homes because of what you said, the recession proof, recession resistant. Some people say we're already in a recession. Bottom line is, mobile homes for the most part are affordable housing. And right, when we have our next recession, when people have to start moving down in the rent, they get down to the affordable housing space, and there is nowhere lower to go. So we're going to have even more demand than we already have, which means in theory, we can raise our rents. I'm not counting on raising the rents. I'm counting the fact I will have a larger tenant pool to never have a vacancy and have really good people living there. And I'm not going to go without paying my bills ever again. I'm not compromising my integrity like I did last time.
And that last time obviously had a major impact on you, how you're going to invest, how you're going to move, because it hurts, like not being able to pay your bills. Like, as a man, like, we have a responsibility to stick to our commitments, right? It makes us feel better at night when we know hey, I made a commitment, I'm paying the bill, no big deal. So the reason that we brought you on the podcast, like everybody who is on the Alchemist Nation podcast, is because you donated a course to Alchemist Nation, and you said, I'm going to put it on there so that people can become recession proof, so they can learn about this investment strategy. But you named it something very interesting. Yeah, you named this course a weird way that nobody would think this is mobile home investing. Wheels of Fortune. Where did this come from?
I get most of my good ideas just by asking people for help. I put a Facebook post out one day, and what would you call a class if I taught one about mobile homes? You get 20, 30, 40, hundreds of different ideas. And then I just kind of combined a few and found what I liked. I think it's catchy. Our age remembers Wheel of Fortune. So I thought it was like, oh, that works well. And it's a fun name. There's nothing special to it except for it's fun.
I liked Wheels of Fortune because you turn on the TV and you'd get the opportunity to watch this beautiful girl walk across the stage holding numbers, and this old guy with a microphone being like, what letter do you think it's going to be next? And, people would win money.
Yeah.
We love winning money. So back to the mobile home parks. This is cash flow investing, right? This is
yes.
That was the mistake. The first one was, it was appreciation investing. It was like, just don't lose money investing was kind of how your first two houses were. Like, can I just break even? Can I just pay the bills? But the mobile homes is cash flow investing, right?
Yeah. And let me break down real quick mobile homes, because like you just said parks, and there's 3 different ways to invest in mobile homes. You buy just the home. So you own a tin can of air, no dirt at all. You can buy those. You typically pay someone to park it somewhere, lot rent. You can own the whole park, like you referred to. So you own everything, the homes, the dirt, or you can own just the dirt and people pay you to park it there every month. I do something in the middle of those two, and it's such a forgotten little niche that I buy a single unit mobile home with the dirt. For whatever reason, it's forgotten. Well, if it's forgotten and not many people are doing it, that means there's less competition, which means I don't have to spend as much time, money, and effort to buy them to help these people out that people don't know about these. And they're everywhere. I always get people saying, oh, well, there's none in my area. BS. They've been in Alaska since the 50s. Every market I go to, they're there. They may not be in the downtown cities, obviously, but you get out in the little rural areas, they're everywhere.
So I got to ask now, are these the things that you're buying? Like what's right behind you? Is that what you're buying when you're buying a mobile home? Do you look for the one that has just about everything wrong with it because it's really the dirt you're buying that's the value? Or is that just like one of those pictures you put out there to kind of clickbait, like, hey, look at Adrian Smude. He's got a crazy house behind him.
Both. So I do own this one in behind me. So if you're
so
only
we know what you
listening
buy
to it,
now.
yeah, if you're only listening to it, you need to get on the video, get on the social media, and get in there and actually see this one. This is a fantastic deal. And most people judge a book by its cover. So it's got most of its citing there. But the owner financed it to me at fantastic terms because there is no bank financing for something like this. 1960s, 1970s, essentially zero bank financing. So what does that mean? I come in with a low cash offer, or I'll pay you whatever you're asking if you give me payments. So now I can help the seller out more. I can get better terms than I would with my private money lenders. So everyone is winning there. Or we can buy a newer one. So a new one in my world is a 1999, newest I've ever bought. Yes, I can get bank financing on it. There is land and dirt value, but you already said it. This is cash flow investing. I care about that's valued a little bit, care what the dirt's worth a little bit. I really care about how many dollars are coming into my bank account every month versus how many dollars I put out.
That's what we're talking about for the next 6 months, the next 2 years. As we go deeper into a recession, our goal is to say what assets are recession proof. Or I saw when I was watching your video, when you put the training on Alchemist Nation, I was watching it and it said you're using recession resistant. So I like the 2 R's, right? It's just resistant was such a long word that I had to trim it down a little bit. So in the course, you talked a little bit about this 7 mobile homes for $174, $174,000. So that's seven mobile homes. Were those like, how did you find that deal? Like, is this something that somebody could do right now in this market?
Yes, you can do it in any market. Love talking about the prediction of the direction of market. I don't care what direction the market's going because I'm that conservative cash flow investor. Exactly, right there. Those 7. How did I find those 7? I networked. Now, some of them came from, finding them on Zillow. People think you can't find anything on Zillow. I found them there. Realtors. I buy them from realtors. Other wholesalers. People always, wholesalers don't have anything great. I buy from wholesalers and they make $10,000 assignment fee, and I still make a great return. One of the reasons is people don't understand mobile homes very well. If they don't understand them, they're passing them up. But You find mobile homes the exact same way you find any home, all the same marketing. The trick is you replace the word house with mobile home. You tell people what you want to buy.
Yep.
Now, I find most of mine through networking because that's my personality. Like you're a guy that's out there, loves networking, taking pictures of everyone. You're a networker, so you get it. But we've got introvert friends that don't want to do that. So they got to find a different means to market. And there's no wrong way as long as you're doing it.
Yeah, I think for the introverts, it really is down to build a list, market using a CRM and, just text message marketing, ringless voicemail drops, because that's stuff that they don't actually have to pick up the phone and have a conversation with. And then, I know a lot of our introverts will hire a VA to do the cold calling component. So there are ways to do it. And you and your wife kind of create a really cool brand, right? So I'm going to share an image from the video from the course on Alchemist Nation. You've got to explain this one.
All right. So what do I talk about here? Right? This is me in a Speedo jumping off of a boat going swimming. My buying brand is my wife buys. How did I create that? Well, I'm this marketing genius that knows everything there is about marketing. So I knew it would work. Not at all. That's not true. I just took action. Now, I do like to be different. I like a little bit of attention. That's why everything in mine's bright yellow. I look like a highlighter. At that time, there was someone selling a shirt. It was black shirt, white lettering. It said, I buy houses. It was pretty popular. So what did I do? I said, well, I need something different. So I made a yellow shirt. And I was like, well, I know women are better for marketing. I know that from my experience when I was in marketing. I've read all the research. So I said my wife, and it instantly started working. People like it. It's fun. It fits my personality because I'm the guy next door, big corporation. So it fits everything about me. Now, why the Speedo though? Because
why the Speedo? Is it because sex sells? Well, is that why?
Well, I like to be different. Like I said, I like to go swimming. And the biggest reason is you don't forget that picture. You like it or not, it's there. If you are memorable with marketing, memorable marketing costs less dollars and less time. That's why. Powerful. Now, some people aren't going to like it, and that's fine. I'm not the person to be able to help them. But everyone else that does like it or think it's silly or funny or cute, or whatever that is, it works.
So what you're saying now, marketing, we're shifting away from mobile homes just for a second. We're shifting to marketing. What you're saying is forget bandit signs. Be the bandit sign. Like running down the town in a Speedo that says your company's brand on the back. Like my wife buys mobile homes. Like that would be the ultimate marketing campaign.
And I haven't done that yet. I hope you're not challenging me to that, but yeah, that would work. It would create a big buzz. It's different. It attracts attention. I have done bandit signs and they work, but the networking works a little bit better for me. And you got to just try stuff and see what works. That's really
it's a challenge. It's not one city. It's not one town. I mean, you're on a tour right now. You're touring, talking about your book. And I think that every city you get into, this should be done in the airport because it's going to be the most eyes concentrated in one area.
Here, I'll get you a Speedo. We'll meet up in an airport. You can have the 100 millionaires, and I'll have the my wife buys Speedo. And we'll run through the airports together.
Done. This I'm in. So we'll do this in the Windy City because that's one of the busiest airports out there. So what is your tour about? Like I know that I've been watching on Facebook. You're traveling all over the country. You're in a car right now driving to your next gig. So what is this tour about? What are you sharing with people? Because I know recession-proof investing is probably going to become more and more important. Mobile homes are more and more important as people start realizing that it's no longer about having the big fancy house. It's really about like what house can pay for you, what can pay you to exist. So what is this tour about? Where are you going?
That's exactly it. I'm traveling around the U.S. teaching people about investing in mobile homes. My real goal is to get people to consider adding them to their portfolio, not to sell everything off like I did, only buy mobile homes. Add some there so you can have a recession resistant portfolio. And also just the fact that they're not these scary things. If you learn about them and maybe you don't like them, but you need to be able to wholesale them. I left $18,000 on the table before I understood mobile homes, gave the lead to a friend, because he had pulled a lot of comps for me. And I said, here, have this. He's, you sure? Gave it to him. He sold it in a few weeks. He bought it, sold it in a few weeks for an $18,000 profit. That's huge. All I had to do is wholesale that, and I could have made some money. You see, like, if we don't understand it, we don't do anything with it. And at least understand it, make some money, improve your life. And I'll add on to the other piece of me traveling around. So I have a personal vision of what I want my personal life to look like. And I also have a business vision. What do I want my business to truly look like? And where I'm going to speak is where I have friends. For the most part, I go speak in cities that I have really good friends. So now I get to go visit my friends. And I'm not speaking every single day because once I get to Detroit, that's one of my next destinations. I have two of my best friends live there. So I'm going to go and see two of my best friends while I'm there.
So you're going to tell me, Adrian, that you have best friends in Detroit?
Yes, I do. Don't hold it against.
That is a very interesting city to know people in, especially the last few years, as it's been a great investment city. Fair to say you've considered investing there? I think we all have.
I only own stuff, very tight little market in Central Florida. My IRA also has some loans on some properties in Flint, the bad water, Flint, Michigan. And when you have friends that can buy and rehab a property and be all in it like $15,000 and rent it for $500-$600, you want a piece of it, which is almost the exact numbers of my very first mobile home that I just took the chance on. I bought it with almost the rest of my savings. I spent 16,000 on it. Didn't have any formal education, but I was tired of being comfortable. I was pretty comfortable. I knew there was more. I knew I could get more freedom, more money. So I decided, all right, I'm spending the rest of my savings, bought it, rented it for $475 a month almost instantly. You don't need to get a calculator to realize that's good enough.
Yeah, I got to ask about seller financing, and we do have a few minutes left. So normally at the end of this, I'll ask one really powerful question, and
Yeah.
I do want to get to that question. But before we do, seller financing and private equity SDIRAs, does this work with mobile homes?
You have to know this with mobile homes. You should know this for every asset class, in my opinion. But with these older mobile homes, you have to know it because that's how you actually buy them. 60s and 70s, zero bank financing, and it slowly gets better. But do mobile home owners understand owner financing? Yes, they understand it better than most people because they know that banks don't lend on them. And a lot of mobile home owners bought with owner financing. Yeah. So they actually may understand it better than you. Like someone that has, not I'm saying you in particular, but the listener that has never done anything on owner financing. It's not a new concept to them.
Yeah, Adrian,
and when we deal with human beings, those two deal with human beings. I rather pay a human being over a bank. Yeah. Every day. Even if the rates are a little bit higher, I just feel better. I know who's getting my money. It feels less like a bill. When I write a check, even if it's a mortgage to Chase Bank, Citibank, whoever it is, it feels like a bill.
That is why we spend so much time with relationships, right? As real estate investors, it's the person, it's the people, because it also guarantees that you're getting karma points, you're getting sleep at night points, right? You like to sleep good, work with people. Because these banks, every so often, these banks, if you look back at like all the billionaires who talk about, like, man, during the recession, I lost so much, everything was the same way. Like Donald Trump's story was not, some guy. It was the bank saying, well, we got all these other guys foreclosing. We're going to have to foreclose on you. And I know what you're paying your mortgage doesn't matter. Like we're in a financial situation. We know the techniques to do this, where as with a person, like they're in a financial situation, you can have a conversation and negotiate a way to help them out that also doesn't make you have to go and get a new loan, right? Like there's still a way to like work with each other with seller
100%. I'll tell you, today I have zero bank financing. Zero bank debt at all. It's something I'm pretty proud of. I got rid of it earlier this year. And there's just a freedom that I can't explain. I can't put it into words. It just feels good that I only deal with humans now.
All right, Adrian. I deal with a lot of robots. We got like $2.1 million in debt to big banks.
And you know what? It has been a very tough argument from my side of it because money has been so cheap. It doesn't make sense right now. But we're going into a different market right now. We're going in a different market. Rates are going up. And I feel like if people don't learn these two techniques, they're going to be having trouble in this next new market of the recession.
Even like to throw in subject to existing mortgages, right? Like people who already have a mortgage, it's like just take over the existing mortgage. If you're lucky enough, if you're lucky enough to have a mortgage right now, like some of these things are in 2.75% interest.
Yeah.
And the owner just needs the capital. They just need the cash. So like they don't care. It's not the monthly payment that's killing them. It's just I need the cash right now.
Yep. I've done a subject to with a mobile home. It works for everything. That one was actually really cool because I took the home subject to. I bought the land free and clear.
Oh, that's cool.
So I actually owned the more valuable piece all to myself and then bought the home subject to.
I love this. Dude, I could go deep into creative financing. This is where we spend most of our time as investors, is the terms of the deal, not necessarily just the price of the deal. I think a lot of novice investors come into this space thinking, well, this is the price. Like, who cares? Like, what are the terms we're gonna negotiate with the actual deal? Because we teach a lot, and Alchemist Nation gets a lot of questions about specific deals. Like, Adrian, should I buy this at this price? And it's like, well, price is not the only thing that we're gonna negotiate here. Right? There's a lot of other components. Timeline, are we doing interest? Are you going to make some payments? Do I not have to pay for 3 months or 6 months? Like, can we set this up in a way where maybe I take over your mortgage? And that's just the beginning, like just the beginning of it, right? So I want to ask a really good question. I asked this to everybody who's ever been on the podcast. So the Alchemist Nation podcast is designed to help people who are just getting started, as well as inspire people to take on new strategies, new tactics. Thank you. And we bless you for creating the course on alchemiststation.com. Like going, creating the wheels of fortune, how to invest in mobile homes and cash flow was a huge change in the economy for our community, because we've never had anybody talk about mobile homes before. We've always been, focused on small multifamily or the flip space, the wholesale space. We even did a series on, how to improve your credit, but we've never had somebody talk about mobile homes. So I want to ask you the same question we ask all of our members, people who come on here. And for everybody who's listening right now, if you can share this and like this, drop a comment in below. Let us know what you think of Adrian and mobile homes and what you think of this strategy. Adrian, if you could go back to your 20-year-old self and give yourself 3 pieces of advice so that you could be where you are today, happier, more successful, and feeling freer in life with everything that you have, how would you get there fast? What 3 pieces of advice would you give your 20-year-old self? So this is for somebody who's just getting started in the business. Maybe they're 20 years old. What piece of advice would you give 20-year-old Adrian Smude?
I would take more action sooner and ask for more help. Massive imperfect action is one of my themes for this year. I'm not the overanalyzer, and I still have overanalyzed looking back. So I know there's a lot of real overanalyzers that are waiting. Oh, market's too high. Or, oh no, contractors cost too much. Take some action. I'm not saying to buy stuff at negative or even break even, but go and make offers. An offer is just an offer. Make offers. When you get stuck, jump in the community and ask for help. And then take a little more action. And when you get stuck, ask for more help. Everyone is still asking for help today. You still go and ask your communities for help. I am in multiple masterminds. I asked for help. I just had help pointed out to me on 2 days ago. It was so obvious, but I couldn't see it because I'm inside the business. We got to ask for help. Take action and ask for help. I can't say it enough.
So take action, ask for help. If you had 1/3 that you would give to your younger 20-year-old self, what would that one be? That would tie these 2 together.
Say that again.
So if you had one more piece of advice, so like the
one
genie,
more,
right?
Sorry. To focus more on cash flow. Because at the beginning, I was focused on everything, and I'm focused on cash flow. And by accident, I built a lot of wealth, a ton of wealth. My stuff has gone up a lot in value when I only focused on cash flow. Get very niched down on what you want.
I love that. So massive imperfect action, ask for help, and then focus more on cash flow versus just being able to say, I bought a bunch of stuff. You want cash flow in order to survive. So Adrian, you are an alchemist. We only interview people who've donated a course. So you're on the mission to build 100 millionaires with us. Thank you so much for jumping on. What is the easiest way somebody could get in touch with you if they want to learn more about what you're doing and what your wife's doing? Because clearly your wife buys mobile homes.
Well, obviously get inside the community, tag me, ask me questions, get in the course and ask me questions there. You can also go to adrians360.com. All my information is there, and shoot me a message, shoot me a social media, tag me in the app. I like helping, asking or answering questions. And a lot of times I will answer back with another question to help you think a little bit more and learn a little bit more about what's going on.
And for anybody who's listening right now and wondering, like, does Adrian actually respond? I'd have to say Adrian is one of the top 5 responders in Alchemist Nation right now. Of the coaches, he's engaging in his course, and he's also engaging on the main platform. So from the bottom of my heart, man, and all the other alchemists who are looking to get to the next level and who are serving each other, we appreciate you. You are an alchemist. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. See you on the next one, man.
Thank you.